What's up, y'all? I'm over here in Elko, Nevada. Shut down. Me and let me tell you what my wife called the truck, y'all. I told my wife the truck need washing, right? She called the truck Sally, and then she said Dirty Sally. So me and Dirty Sally over here parked and deliver tomorrow morning 0500. Everything's good. Elko's a good run. Came down to 80. So right now I'm headed back to the truck, and we're gonna talk a little bit, y'all, about taxes as a lease operator. So I did my taxes already, and they weren't too bad. They was alright. I thought they were gonna be crazy, man. I thought it was gonna be like, thought I was gonna really be jacked up, but they turned out not too bad for 2.5 months of operation. So if y'all hear something, man, that's the reefer unit running in the back, and she's on continuous, so she ain't gonna shut off. Now everybody say, hey, I want to be a lease operator, and I want to make more money, but no one never goes over or creates a video and tell you what their taxes look like, or what would be able to be counted on your taxes as deduction, expenses, what expenses can be used and ones can't be used. So we're gonna go over some of that stuff. So I already got my 1099. I got it probably about maybe 2 months ago. So what I did was, during the end of 2018, as I transitioned into being a lease operator, I started maintaining and keeping count of all my files and all my records and everything, because I know when tax season came around, I wanted to make sure I had everything. And believe me, it came into play. First off, I kept all of my receipts: truck wash, truck parking, laundry. I kept everything: food, any food I ate, my grocery shopping. I had all my fuel receipts, everything. I had everything. The only thing I didn't have that my tax person told me, she said, do you have the charges that your bank charge you for services for having a business checking? I told her nope. I said, it's all on my bank statements. I can get them. And she says, don't worry about it for now. She said, but when you come back for the following year, let's do them. I said, okay. And she said, I'm pretty sure we can do this, but I'm pretty sure you don't have all the spots and locations, etc. She says, I need to check just to make sure that we do account for, and we're able to account for, per diem. I was like, what? She said, yeah. She said, I want to make sure that we're able to account for per diem for you when you go to your places, different states and etc., and shut down. You should write off, or be able to write off your per diem. So I said, okay. She said, but next year, as you shut down and stop your locations, she said, write down your location, write down your and as a per diem sheet where you slept at for that night, whatever city you're in, whatever state you're in, write it down. I said, okay. So I've been keeping a record of that. The type of tax form that she used on me, of course, you can't use a 1090. You can't use a 1040 or 1040 easy no more. So as a S corp or a C corp or just a regular corporation, you're going to be using 1120, tax form 1120. So she did that. And this is the crazy thing, and she kind of threw me for a loop. She was like, so how do you want your business to be structured? As an S corp, a C corp, or just a straight corporation? I said, I understand what S corps are, C corps are in reference to taxing based on the U.S. government, but what's the difference now based on how I do my taxes now? She said, so as a corporation and you planning on growing, she said, no, let's go back. She said, as an S Corp, if you're comfortable where you're at, you don't plan on growing, you don't plan on adding anything else, she says, then you leave it right there. She says, but what's going to happen is, after we write off all of your expenses and we do your taxes right now, she says, your profit, what you earned, will be rolled over onto what's called a K1 form. And that K1 form is going to be reported on your personal taxes on your 1040 form as gained income. I was like, what? She said, yeah. And I had it clarified. I said, so not everything I got paid every month. She said, I mean, every 2 weeks. She said, no. She says, everything you paid yourself. She says, so you're going to need your bank statements and you're going to show every time you paid yourself. See, this is the thing. As a lease operator, as a LLC, all that money you get it's going to your business checking account, but you still have to pay yourself. And I'm gonna put a video in there that I got information from a tax person online who I've been following for a little while on YouTube. It's Aiden Kramer, and she offers a lot of good information about S Corps and C Corps and LLCs, and she got me on to paying yourself, but as an S Corp, paying yourself what's called a modest salary. So when you pay yourself, you got to say, I'm gonna pay myself. Let's say I'm gonna pay myself $58,000 for the year. Divide that by 12, and then that tells you what your monthly income is gonna be. And then divide that either by 2 if you're gonna pay yourself bi-weekly, or by 4 if you're gonna pay yourself weekly. So she says that income will have to be reported on the K1 form, showing that that's the income that you made for this time frame. So I was like, I don't want to do that. I said, I want to make sure that all of my expenses, and this is the thing, I said, that's the reason why I formed an LLC or corporation or incorporate, because I want my personal asset, my personal expenses separate from my business expenses. So I says, no, let's not do that. She said, so if you plan on growing, we're going to file you just 1120 as a corporation, and then it will be totally separate. There's no K1 form needed. I said, okay, let's do that. So that's what we did. For my state taxes, the only thing that would have came up was my $880 fee to the I think it's to the state of California, that you have to pay, I think every year or every 2 years, I forget. So I didn't owe anything to state. For federal, I end up owing $1,616.43, which was fine with me. And this is the thing. Now it's no longer about, am I going to get money back at the end of the year? Now it's about, I don't want to have to pay back so much at the end of the year. But we went over some stuff online, and she showed me, when I register online to pay my federal taxes, how I can make contributions every month or every quarter to my taxes for the end of the year. And she stated that what's going to happen is you're going to go in, you're going to make your contributions, and then when you come back and do your taxes at the end of the year, we pull it up online, we do your taxes. The amount that's been sitting over here saved will be deducted from any amount that's owed. She says, in that way, at the end of the year, you don't have to pop up paying this large sum of money at one time, because you've been setting it aside. So for me right now, it's the safest way to do things. So I'm gonna probably start doing that. Another thing, I was looking at a few videos. Let me tell you, the first person who got me on this and told me when I start structuring my business and my finances and trying to make sure I'm doing everything right, it was Steve Berger, and it's S Berger. If you guys know who I'm talking about, or you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put a link in this video showing y'all the video that he posted about how your expenses should be structured and etc. And he's one of the guys who told me, make sure you put aside at least 30% of your check every time you get paid. And I was like, man, that's cool. So that's what I've been doing. The next person I heard say this, and she's new, and I was like, dang, you know, that's tight. She knows this, was Skimp D. Skimp, she's a female trucker, and she stated too that she's been shown or told to make sure that she puts away 30%, because I think she's 1099 as well. So them are the only two people I heard say make sure you put away 30% or more, so that when you do your taxes at the end of the year, you have enough money set aside to be able to pay your taxes. So, you know, this is the thing. I created Closing the Gap for a reason, because I want to discuss and tell and show all the things that's in between trucking and business that people don't want to talk about. Everybody want to lease and make more money, but people don't want to tell you, hey, when you do this, it comes with more responsibility. You're going to have to pay money. You know, you got to pay more money if you want to make more money. So these are the things that I want to share with you guys. Although my paycheck looks good, but at the end of the year, I still have all these expenses I have to pay. So I'm cool with it, because I keep account of everything. I don't slip, I don't slack, I keep account of everything. And there's another thing that I do. When I went home, I went and purchased QuickBooks, QuickBooks for Business from Mac. So I purchased QuickBooks, and it allows me to put in all my data, all my expenses and everything. Although the QuickBooks Online is better, because it allows you to download the app on your phone so that you can scan receipts directly into the online application. The bad thing about QuickBooks Online and the app is there's an expense for using QuickBooks Online, and it's a monthly expense, and it costs. So what I paid for the software compared to what I will pay for the monthly cost for accessing QuickBooks Online, it didn't add up. It almost like $100. The software itself was like $199. The online one is something like $300, and it totals out to be almost $300 something for the year. So I said, no, I'm not gonna do that. So what I did was I went and I did some research to find a online or a mobile app where I can scan in all my receipts that will also work with QuickBooks, and I can import and export files right off the app, and I can access not only the app on my phone, but I also can access it and log right into it online. So what it does, it allows me to put in all my data, scan in all my receipts, and it allows me to create reports whenever I want to. No charge for them. It allows me to create all my reports where I'm able to print things out and take it straight to my tax person at the end of the year. See, it ain't easy no more. It's a lot more involved. So when you're doing your taxes, or when you're doing your paperwork out here as a lease operator, keep all your stuff organized. Let me show you what I keep. Y'all see this right here? This right here is a folder binder. It's got binders in it, and I keep everything in there. I keep all my stuff in there so that at the end of the year, when I get ready to do my taxes, all I gotta do is pull it out. January, February, March, April, I keep it all together. I sit there and I tally it up month by month, and then I'm able to give it to my tax person. But now, the program I use right now is called Verify. And I'll show y'all, I'll put a link in the description so y'all can see it. This program, man, like I said before, this program is good. I'm happy with it. It does everything I needed to do. And, you know, I hope I'm not skipping too much around, but coming with leasing, you got to be organized. You got to keep your stuff together. And don't wait. Don't just sit there and be like, I'll do it later. Pile them to a pile, pile to pile. Nah, don't do that. You know, don't wait. Sit back at the end of that week or end of that day. I do mine like daily, every 2 days. I tell all my stuff up, staple together, and I file it away. Keep all your stuff together so that by 3, 6, 9 months. You ain't sitting back trying to do all that stuff, because it's going to be a lot. Believe me, it's a lot of paperwork. And this is another thing. If you ain't organized, and if you just ain't organized, you're going to struggle. I'm just going to tell you, you're going to struggle. Or you better go ahead and find you a company, or find you somebody who you can scan and send all your paperwork to, and let them maintain and keep it for you. There are companies out there. There are accounting companies, tax companies out there who will do all that stuff for you. The bad part about it is you're going to pay more to do that. All right? So if you can cut your costs and do that stuff yourself and just be organized, do it yourself, man. But this is the thing. You know, you go from being a company driver, you go to stepping up to another company driver that pays a little bit more. You go to stepping into something like a 1099 or lease operator. And this is when the game changes. It started to change a lot. This kind of prepares you to stepping into the world of being an owner operator, or maintaining all your receipts and your records as an owner operator when you do step out there and get your own truck. Now, if you don't plan on getting your own truck later on, and lease operation is where it's at, this is as far as you want to go, then don't worry about it. But I tell you right now, for me, this is a learning tool for me, and it's showing me firsthand what it'll be like as an owner op, and what I'm gonna have to deal with to maintain and keep all my records straight. But this is your boy, man, Mr. Miles. I just want to share this a little bit with y'all, a little bit more on lease operation, some of the things you're gonna deal with when you become a lease operator. But at least you will know, and this is the whole point about these videos, giving you a heads up, giving you a true life picture of what it's like, so that you can be prepared, you can plan way ahead, and so when that day comes, you got all your stuff in order. All right? For each one, teach one. If God be for you, who can be against you? Nobody. Y'all take care.